So welcome to GCA Studios, sponsored by Game Change Agency. My name is Jay Taylor, and I'll be your host. My guest today is Norman Marks, who's an award-winning author, prolific blogger, lecturer, advisor, and self-described evangelist for better-run businesses. He served as chief audit executive for 20 years in global companies and in various other roles, including a chief risk officer, compliance officer, ethics officer, and also worked in the area of IT governance. His current focus is on improving corporate governance, risk management, internal audit, enterprise performance, and in the value of information itself. So Norman, welcome to GCA Studios. Let's start by having you tell us a little bit about yourself and then how you became involved in being really a thought leader around risk management.
Thank you, Jay, and a pleasure to join you for this important topic and a discussion about it. So I guess I've been involved in risk just like everybody else. We've been managing risk our entire lives. My background is initially in the United Kingdom, which you may be able to gather from my accent. I spent 10 years in public accounting. About half of that, I'm a chartered accountant and a CPA, but about half of that was focused on the IT world. And at that time, it was very much process and controls and risk focused practice. So that was really good. And then I came to the States and eventually moved into internal audit, IT, as you said, and then running internal audit. And when I started running the internal audit function, I started thinking that I didn't want to just look at individual processes or business locations. I wanted to look at the issues and therefore the risks that mattered to running the company and being successful. So I basically took what I now call an enterprise risk-based approach and worked with the executives and board members to understand which were the more significant risks to the success of the organization, the value that they were trying to deliver. And that eventually got me the pleasure and the privilege of running risk management as well. They said, Norman, you're doing this, why don't you expand it a little bit and start up an enterprise risk management function for us? So I started doing that, and all of this time I had been, as you said, writing and blogging and doing some presentations. And then out of the blue, the Institute of Risk Management decided to give me the wonderful honor as an honorary fellow of the Institute of Risk Management. And that was, I was also honored by the Open Compliance and Ethics Group for my work on GRC, thought leadership. So I've been focused on this for quite a long time. And I retired about 5 years ago, but I'm still busy, as you said, and writing some books and trying to help people bridge what I see as a big gap. And that's between what people like you and I see as the value of risk management and the perception of it by executives and board members, that they don't see it actually contributing to how they set strategy and then how they execute on strategy, how they run the business day to day. They see it as a compliance exercise most of the time and not really contributing to what we'd like to think is increasing the likelihood and extent of achieving objectives. So I'm trying to work that issue and make people think about what is holding this back and what are the kind of things that we can do, whether it's from a board point of view, a chief executive point of view, or a practitioner point of view, to make risk management real, make it something more than a periodic review of a list of risks and something that is actually helping people make better decisions.